got a phone call. I kicked us off. Sorry about that. We put some mushrooms in the spaghetti. Welcome back. Sorry about that. Can't get these doggone mushrooms open now. Ugh. Side note, I was talking to someone earlier today, and I love it when people just think that you can't cook, you can't do anything. You know, choosing not to cook every day doesn't mean that you can't cook. And just because I have chefs in my family doesn't mean I can't cook or I won't cook. Doesn't mean I don't like to cook, but I'm really good at cooking. So, back to what I was saying. If you have, ooh, this is so colorful. Can you see it? Look at that color. If you are, just don't get frustrated. Continue to push forward. Quite frankly, this is what I'm thinking. And I know entrepreneurship is not for everybody. But if you've been doing your job for 15 plus years and you have not promoted, it's really time for you to evaluate what your next move is. I talk to people all the time, and listen, when you get laid off, everybody panics. I gotta find another job. I gotta find another job tomorrow. I gotta find another job. What happens is you put yourself in a position to have a job, your next job, that you don't like. Just think about how many times you said you didn't like the job you have. Right? Are you sure you want to run back into the same situation for a paycheck? For a salary that you think you were underpaid? Let me ask you, if you go into business for yourself, how do you think you would do? Do people come to you now for answers, for help, for guidance, for consulting? And if they do, then it's probably time for you to reinvent yourself. This just smells delicious. I'm working on a couple of projects. I'm working on projects with some friends, and on 2 other projects I'm working on are with family. And it's time. It's really time. It's time. Look at the stock market. Why are we depending on someone else to give us, to determine if we have generational wealth? Why are we dependent on someone else to tell us if we could go on vacation? Why are we waiting for someone else to tell us how much money we're allowed to spend a year to provide for our families? Why are we depending on someone telling us when's a good time? One second, I gotta clean my knife off. And my board. So I put in my vegetables. I say look at it this way. When you were growing up as a kid, oh, my little smokes. You see those? My little smokes. That's the secret ingredients. Cut those in half. Put them with the meat before I cook the meat. So why is someone else allowed, if you didn't let your parents tell you what to do and how to do it, and they aren't allowed to be disrespectful to you, why is it okay for you to work for someone who is a jerk to you? So I think about some of the places here in Vegas and in Reno, California, Arizona, you know, Atlanta, some of the places that I've had clients in. This is going to be delicious. How do you let a boss just come and talk to you any kind of way? And I say that because there's some people that are going through that right now. Like, they have jobs where their bosses are total disrespect. They speak to them, they talk down to them, they embarrass them. And hey, I understand right now, times are hard, everybody's stressed, everybody's trying to adhere to policy. But disrespect, no. If that's something you're going through, that's a sign that you're ready for a change. Change is going to be scary. Being laid off is scary. Having little to no income is scary. But step out on faith. You have faith in other companies to pay you, even if it's minimum wage, right? Why not step out on faith with your own? Right? So I put these sausages in here to saute with the meat, give it that flavor. Let me wash my hands. So here's the thing. You can be, whoa, made a mess. Bear with me. Bear with me. Got juices all over the place. I just swept and mopped this floor. All right, so these are the beef little smokies. You can find them at Walmart or any store. I just don't want to be stepping in nothing under my feet. Okay, wash my hands again. All right, so sorry, I don't mean to babble. You know, I'm just talking a little leadership stuff, job stuff. I've been saying this for months, like back in March. Everybody needs to get prepared because putting a little, this is not my Lawry's. For some reason, I don't know what that is. So, we're going to look for another container of Lawry's seasoning. right, so this better be Lars. Yeah, that's seasoning. Wait. Yeah, that's seasoning. It's really red. Okay, so I use some seasoning salts. I use my Creole seasoning, my onion powder, and everything is to taste. And I'm using my granulated garlic, very little, and I'm just gonna stir. My fire is on low while this just blends in. Oh goodness, girl, I love it because people are like, you just, let me help you cook. Like, I got you, I'm good. So anyway, those are signs that you need to reinvent yourself. Don't sit at home and wonder. Make it happen. Be a mover, be a shaker. It's the best thing you could do for yourself. While we're letting that cook, I need to find a bowl to put that in so we can start our meat. Been looking for some wonderful pots, pans, and glassware. Really hard to find. I don't know, maybe I'll be gifted some. Because I've looked and I just can't find anything that I really like that holds the space, that's durable, has multi-purpose. Oh man, this is looking so delicious and it smells delicious. So while that's cooking, we're gonna put the water on to boil. I have a pot here, just water. I'm gonna put some excuse me, let me wash my hands. Yeah, so I'm thinking, reinvent yourself. Call in a few favors if you have that option. If not, make connections. I can help you with that, making connections. You know, times have changed. We have to figure out a new way to make stuff happen. So much stuff is going on. Our numbers for the pandemic are rising. A lot of companies have laid employees off. But let me tell you, employees get sick, it's like a smorgasbord. Employees get sick, they have people on call. They just bring them in. You know, those people get sick, bring in the next crew. It's ridiculous. I've seen some of the jobs for the PPE stuff. Scary. And very scary. And those jobs are for like 3 weeks at a time. Why 3 weeks, you ask? I don't know. But I know it's a job that is very much needed, but very scary. I'm gonna take this off the heat because I don't want it to overcook, because we're gonna put this back in our turkey or ground beef once we're finished. You know, you just want it enough to make it translucent, which means that you can see through your onions, your bell peppers. The meat has, the little smokies have shrunk a little bit. And you know, you can use any sauce that you want for this spaghetti. I usually use white sauce if I don't put the smokies, but when I put the smokies in, I use the red sauce. But you know, I have kids that don't like red sauce, so you can use any kind of sauce you want. I tend to split my meat and do half and half red sauce, half white sauce. So, what was I going to say? All right, so I'm gonna pour some of this flavor out. No, I'm gonna leave it because we're going to put our turkey in there. And I want the flavor from our turkey. And I buy, you know, regular turkey. You can use ground beef if you'd like. I needed to flip it into my hand, so I had to do it over the sink. Sometimes I could be clumsy. So the other thing is, you know, while you're reinventing yourself, make a laundry list of the things that you've done, the things that, this is hard to open, good Lord. The things that you're good at, the projects that you've worked on. Can't get this open. The projects that you've worked on, the teams that you've helped. Just assess all of this as you figure out, what can I do? What should I be doing? What am I good at? What will I not accept in the next job? That's a really good question. You know, we're so busy just looking for something, but we don't ever take account of what we won't accept. And I don't mean the small things. You know, small things are small things. I mean, like the big things. Are you willing to work overtime? Are you willing to travel more than 50% of the time? Are you willing to, I don't know, pay for all of your expenses up front to be reimbursed, only to find that it takes you 90 days to get reimbursed, and it, you know, stuff like that. So I'm seasoning my meat with the same seasonings that we used. I'm just not putting as much because our flavors and our vegetables. While we're waiting. So come and join me at the table. I want to talk about some stuff. Yes, so while we're waiting, let's just discuss some things. So, oh, that's great. I left the mouse. So, you know, Congressman John Lewis passed away, and his service was aired earlier. And it was a very touching and an intimate memorial. So, a lot of things happened, and I said I wasn't going to bring it up. I just want to reflect on leadership and the actions. And I see a lot of it here with clients when we talk about how their work day is going, how operation is what operation looks like during these uncertain times. And even though you cannot change the blueprint of another person, over time, we should want to progress forward rather than digress and stay stuck, right? The world today is not gray. A race and class of people, we're not all the same. So, sorry, I'm on the computer trying to read my notes. And then the other thing you need to remember, leaders, is that sometimes there's an indication. You know, sometimes something will be said and you'll look like, did you just say that? Yeah, they really just said it. Did they mean it? Probably not. But when you're questioning someone's comment or statement, and this is just a blanket, just food for thought, you have to understand that this is an indication that the person you are speaking to is not on the level to understand and to understand the process and the expectation of leadership. Yes, a lot of people get jobs, and you'll sometimes sit there and be like, how did they get this job, and I work for them, you know? Or how did they get this position? Sometimes people are in positions because of favors. Sometimes people are in position because they've been there long enough and people feel like they deserve the position and they know just enough to be dangerous. And I just say to my leaders, keep moving steadfast, keep moving forward. Don't worry about everybody else. Focus on yourself until it's time for you to leave where you're at, to promote, to retire, to do something different, to invest in yourself. And investing in yourself does not mean putting money away, buying a car, buying a house, buying a pair of shoes. That's not the investing I'm talking about. I'm talking about recreating yourself and investing in something big. You know, one of the things that I really truly liked about the memorial, they shared one of the late Congressman John Lewis's speech that he delivered. And remember, this is all food for thought. He said, do sit in. By sitting in, by sitting down, we are standing up for the very best in American tradition. So, for me, leaders, what his words have created is the change in a new American tradition, which is what we see now. Statues coming down, strong views, strong political views, you know, knocking down the walls and creating transparency. We're changing the trajectory. This is being part of the cutting edge. Like he said, get into good trouble, according to the late John Lewis. Changing what the journey looks like for those that have paved the way. The VPs that are in positions by creating a pathway to get there, the executives who took a chance to be different. Now that you're there, never become, listen to these words, because I am quoting the late Congressman John Lewis. Never become bitter, never become hostile, never hate. Live as one and live in peace. Evaluate your situation. Do you live or operate under these traits? I challenge you to look at yourself. Take inventory. Please remember, we are morally and ethically obligated and mandated to do our part, What are we doing to be game changers, a forward thinker? What are we doing to get in the way, is what he says. And I want to say thank you, late Congressman John Lewis, for your refreshing words, for your encouragement, for your fearless moments to assist in molding history, for changing the trajectory and the lens we see our country through. Leaders, make a difference with this time off of work, or use this time to rethink how to keep your staff, your customers safe, your products safe, and of course your families. Woo, hold on, be right back. Stuff is boiling. I heard it. It's not cooked though. It's just boiling. We're good. It's so much meat. I used 2 packs of turkey. Oh, you guys seem so far. Hello, 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 hello. That was my echo. All right, so I can't put that back over here because that's got raw meat. Ooh. Come on, I'm gonna use my small spaghettis. I use the thin spaghettis because I didn't know my water was boiling so fast. Because when I break them in half, see, all I do is grab them and break them in half. Because the regular spaghetti is very dense. And I don't like not being able to taste all of my food and all of the flavors of the spaghetti, the meat, the mushrooms, the bell pepper, the onion. All right, so, sorry, let's get back. Leaders, make a difference with this time off. And use this time to rethink how to keep your staff and customers safe, your products safe, and of course you and your families. Think outside the box. Remove the pettiness from your executives. Highlight the cause. Reiterate why we do our job, why we took these positions, the importance of taking a stance, standing on one accord, and being the best leader we can be. If you struggle in these areas, seek guidance at the end, because eyes are always watching you. Trust me, your employees, from top level management to front line, they're watching you. They're judging you. They're looking to see if they can trust your actions and if your words and actions match. If you're a hard worker, or do you just make people do the job for you and you do nothing? Are you appreciative? Do you recognize their efforts? These are big, big wins when you do. And when you don't, these are big fails. So, your team is looking for you to help them through the next big change, which is what we're going through. And the voice of opportunity and reason. So leaders, think about it. Take out a piece of paper and just, again, take inventory on where you're at, what you were doing before and what you're doing different. How are you going to stay afloat in this time of change? I'm sorry, I don't have the mouse to my phone. And also, leadership is not about picking sides, but leading people and organizing and organizations forward. All right, so let me get back in here because I hear my meat making a whole lot of noise, and I like my meat to look like the bolognese meat, where it's really small pieces of meat, more flavor than chunks, like not less like taco meat and more like spaghetti. So I gotta come in here and chop it up. But so I'm gonna leave a link at the bottom, and if you need help, if you're a business owner and you need help with your leadership team, reach out to me. I'd be glad to help, offer my consulting services. If you're an individual working to recreate yourself and you feel stuck, reach out to me. The link will be at the bottom to my website. And let's move you forward. No need to be stuck, no need to be depressed, no need to feel helpless, because we got this. Times are changing, you gotta just readjust. It's like basketball. Ooh, this hurts my hand. Let me find a metal spoon. If any of you have played sports, you know for certain that there's a defense for every offense. There's a strategy for every type of play, right? For my sports people out there, there is drills that you have to do in order to prepare for that big game. Let's do that together. I'm here to help. That's what my company is about. I think I put too much meat in this pot because I feel like I'm making, I don't know. I feel like I'm feeding an army. Oh gosh, it smells so good. Gotta put some more seasoning. I don't smell my seasoning. Salt. Oh yeah, it's empty. That's great. I don't know where my regular seasoning salt is. I think I might have used it to create a different type of seasoning salt. You know, different seasonings for chicken. But anyway, keep steadfast. How are you doing? How's your families doing? How are you doing? Are you practicing self-care? I have to tell you, I'm old school. Self-care is a thing, but it's not a thing. And since all of this has been going on, my children have been teaching me about self-care. You know, if you can't afford to go get your nails done, or in my case, I just don't want to go to a salon. I'm just really leery. So back in the day, they used to have Elite press-on nails. I just took them off. But now they have, oh dang it, I don't even know the name. But they have these press-on nails, and they are amazing. $5, you do it yourself. So that's what I've been doing. I've been changing my nails every week. I have been doing, and I got them for your toes and your hands. But it's just nice to switch it up, which is part of the self-care. You know, take your hair down, do your hair, braid your hair. I have an appointment coming up, so well, I had an appointment coming up. I canceled it. But I have an appointment with myself to take my hair down. And Get you some makeup, some facial stuff, order it online. If you're comfortable, like at Target or Walmart, they have a nice little selection also. So let's pour this back in so that we can have our flavor. Crap, this is hot. Woo, Jesus. Sorry. That was hot. Woo, H-O-T hot. I think I need my my pot that I make pozole and menudo and gumbo. I think I'm gonna need that pot because this is, let me show you. Oh my goodness, look at this. Mix it all together. It's colorful, it's flavorful. So what is new? Since I have been home, I have rearranged. I'm trying to find a place to put my turtles. Well, my daughter's turtles. I'm not a fan. I used to be. I've been looking into getting a cat. I normally have pits. Have one, looking for another. I like the dogs. I want a cat. I want to do something different. I've had a cat one other time, and it scared the bejesus out of me all the time. Because it made this, you're going to laugh, because I never had a cat before, and so I would be asleep. And this cat would wake me up for work, and it would be sitting on top of me, purring, which I did not know it was purring. I thought something was wrong with the cat's throat. I was like, what? What is going on? And I pushed the cat off of me, like, oh my God. So I actually called the vet, like, the cat is making this noise. And I'm like, what is that noise? Do I need to come and have something removed from its throat? Is it lodged? Is the cat okay? And they're like, no, that means the cat likes you. Did not know, did not know. And cats, they sense things, very emotional creatures. And apparently she thought I needed a lot of love. All right. I think she thought I needed a lot of love. So she was always on top of me. Hold on, I'm coming to get you. Coming to get you, I'm coming to get you. All right, here we are, coming to get you. So I gotta drain the fat off of this meat. Normally, my turkey doesn't have this much meat, juice. Here, so you can see. All right, so we're gonna drain this. But needless to say, the cat was beautiful. It looked like an Egyptian cat, very unique. And something's wrong. This isn't going the way I would like it to go. And she ended up getting pregnant really young and having gestational diabetes, I think is what they told me. So I had to put her down. But she was a beautiful, beautiful cat. I learned a lot. Never had a cat before. And I like cats now that I know how to take care of them, how to feed them, what to feed them. I learned that it was a myth that cats do not like milk. That is not what you give cats. And you cannot give cats your table food. All right. All righty. Let's put it back because we are going to put our sauce in here. Look at that. Just colorful and beautiful. Oh gosh, I cannot wait. Uh-oh, making another mess. I'm just making messes everywhere. All day to clean. All day to clean. Only to turn around and have a bigger mess. All right. Where are you? There you are. It's been a long video. So we put this back on the fire. We're going to find our sauce. I got quite a few sauces. I got 2 meat sauce flavors, generic brand. And I got mushroom and tomato basil. You see that? Yeah. I gotta make sure I don't give up my shirt. Ah! And I hit the bottom because I don't have the strength to get the top off. Hold on. What? Yes. We do not want to be wearing this sauce. At least I do not. And I am notorious for wearing white and always getting it dirty. Alright, so now we're going to check our noodles because they're over here boiling. And we just put a little bit of oil in there to keep it from sticking together. Yes. I'm going to pour the mushroom sauce in here. And then I'm going to pour one of the meat sauces. Because what you'll find, or what I found, is that the boys, when everybody comes over, it's dry. It's not a lot of sauce. And the noodles will suck the juice right out of your meat. It absorbs everything. So I just want to make sure that there's enough flavor for everybody. And what you can do, if you did like I did, I made too much, freeze it. Put some of it in a freezer bag. Yeah, see, so this is 2 jars, and it's not a lot of sauce, right? So, I'm gonna open up one of our meat sauces. What? So, yeah, when you're not at work, you get to have fun. No judgment. You're in your home. You get to sing Prince songs in your pajamas with socks on as you run through your place. You get to sing Party Like It's 1999, a little Michael Jackson. You get to sing some Guns N' Roses. That's what we do. get to bob our head and just groove. I laugh because one of my mentors, he would be so astute. And we'd get in the elevator and he'd be like, what? And as soon as he heard ding and the elevator would open, he'd be like, all right, so you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. And I was like, yo, I love this. Like, this is like the coolest mentor. And then I had another boss. She was a piece of work. She would be like a hard ass, right? And then you see her at the grocery store. She's got on Daisy Dukes, a low-cut tank top. And she's like, girl, what's up? She's like, you want to go have drinks? And I was like, I don't drink. But I have to tell you, amazing stuff, Willard. And that's when I came to the point where I was like, you know what? Leaders have fun. Leaders are people. Leaders make mistakes. Leaders let their hair down. Leaders say the funniest stuff. Sometimes they say the weirdest stuff. But they're still people, right? All right. So, it is time. Let me rinse out this pot because we need to drain our noodles, right? We don't want them overcooked. I had them on low. Yes. Yes. That's my girl say, yes. All right. So let me rinse this out because we do not want cross-contamination. And thank you for staying in and hanging out with me. I know this is a long video today. All right. So we're going to grab our pot, turn off the fire on everything, and we want this to stop cooking. I think I cooked it a little too much. Maybe not. Run some cold water on there. Get it to stop cooking. I don't know what that is. All right. Oh, it's the phone. All right. So we're gonna stop it from cooking. I'm just rinsing it, getting that cold water in there, because you just don't want soggy noodles. You don't want overcooked noodles. I don't like soggy noodles. It's still warm. All right. So a lot of people like their spaghetti separate. I do not. I like my spaghetti together. All right. Shake it, 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 shake it. All right, so Thank you for hanging out with me. I am going to make our plates so that we could taste this. Whoa, looks delicious, right? Looks superbly delicious. Look at that. All right, so we're going to take our spoon, put that on top. I will be mixing this later in our dish. Let's get a fork. Huh. This is going to be hot. I know it. I'm gonna burn my darn tongue. All right, let's see. Well, if your kids are picky about spaghetti, you can always take grated cheese and sprinkle on top. And if your kids really hate spaghetti, which is very rare that kids do, sprinkle a little sugar on there. It might sound gross to you, but if you need to get your kid to eat, that would be great. Let me taste. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The only thing I would say is put the noodles in your meat because the spaghetti is cold because we cooled it off. Oh my God. That is the secret spaghetti. So thank you for tuning in with me, Miss Please, on Real Talk. If you're trying to make some changes professionally and personally, look at my link down below and go on my website and sign up, and I look forward to working with you. Until then, have a blessed day, great evening, whatever your time zone is. Until then, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, champions, for tuning in.